Coal and petroleum. Lesson preview. Natural resources and their types. Coal, petroleum, natural gas. Energy needs and conservation. Conservation of fossil fuels. We use a number of materials in our daily lives. Some of them, like air, water, soil, and minerals, are found in nature and are called natural resources. Others, like cars, furniture, food grains, etc., are produced by human efforts and are called man-made resources. Natural resources and their types. Plants, animals, and humans use natural resources such as air, water, and sunlight. We also use the resources of earth in several other ways. Rocks and soil are used in construction of houses, roads, dams, etc. Metals such as iron, aluminium, copper, etc. are used in construction of buildings, bridges, machines, vehicles, utensils, and other household articles. Fuels such as coal, petroleum, and natural gas are used for cooking, running vehicles, machines in factories, electricity generation, etc. Natural materials found on the earth which enable existence of life are called natural resources. Plants and animals are living natural resources. Air, water, soil, and minerals are non-living natural resources. We obtain these natural resources from solid parts of the earth's crust, water bodies, i.e. seas, rivers, and lakes, gases, air, surrounding the earth. Depending upon the availability of various natural resources in nature, these are broadly classified into inexhaustible natural resources, exhaustible natural resources, inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources or renewable resources are sunlight, water, and air. They are present in unlimited quantity on Earth and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Exhaustible natural resources, also known as non-renewable resources, these are likely to be exhausted over a period of time as they are present in a limited quantity on Earth. Examples are minerals, forest, wildlife, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Their overuse should be avoided. In this chapter, let us learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These are the most commonly used concentrated sources of energy. They are also known as fossil fuels. They were formed from the dead remains of living organisms. Coal. You all must have seen coal. It is generally black or brownish black in color and as hard as a stone. It is one of the oldest fossil fuels. It is a mixture of compounds of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and free carbon. Coal is formed from the remains of trees. It is used as a fuel to cook food. In the past, it was used in railway engines to produce steam. Nowadays, it is used in thermal plants to produce electricity. Many industries use coal as fuel. Origin of coal. As coal contains carbon, the process of formation of coal is called carbonization. About 300 million of years ago during the Carboniferous age, there were dense forests in the low-lying wetland areas. Due to various natural processes, the trees died and were buried under the soil. They were covered with more soil and were compressed. They got buried deeper and deeper into the soil. Anaerobic thermal degradation of the cellulosic material of trees took place due to high temperature and under pressure, and they were slowly converted to coal. Since coal is formed from living organisms such as plants and trees, it is called fossil fuel. There are 4 varieties of coal depending on their carbon content. Peat contains 20% carbon. Lignite 38% carbon. Bituminous 65% carbon. Anthracite 96% carbon. In India, coal deposits are mainly found in Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, and Jharkhand. Coal is processed further in industries by its destructive distillation at 1000 degrees Celsius in the absence of air to get some useful products like coke, coal tar, coal gas, and ammoniacal compounds. Coke. Coke is a hard, porous, and black fuel. It is produced by heating bituminous coal to a very high temperature under anaerobic conditions. It is almost a pure form of carbon. It is used as a fuel and in the manufacture of steel. It is also used in the extraction of many substances. Coal tar. Coal tar is a black, tarry, thick liquid obtained as a byproduct during the manufacture of coal. It has an unpleasant smell. It is not a single compound, but a mixture of about 200 substances. It is a raw material for the manufacture of various substances like synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, photographic material, soaps, anti-dandruff shampoos, and many other useful compounds. Naphthalene balls and moth repellents are also obtained from coal tar. Earlier it was used for road metaling, but nowadays bitumen, a petroleum product, is being used. Coal gas. Coal gas is a gaseous product obtained during the manufacture of coke. It consists mainly of hydrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. All three gases are combustible. Coal gas is an excellent gaseous fuel. Earlier, it was used as an illuminant for domestic and street lighting. These days, it is used as a fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plants. Ammonium compounds. These are obtained in the destructive distillation of coal. They give ammoniacal liquor when dissolved in water, which is used in manufacturing of nitrogenous fertilizers. Petroleum. Petroleum or mineral oil is found beneath the layers of rocks. It is a viscous, dark-colored liquid which occurs deep inside the earth. It is formed from the remains of tiny organisms living in the sea that died millions of years ago. Their bodies sank to the bottom of the sea. Gradually, they got covered with sand and clay. Enormous heat and pressure and absence of air over millions of years transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. Actual composition of petroleum, or crude oil, depends upon its place of origin. Petroleum is a complex mixture of a large number of organic compounds of different types mixed with saline water and silt. It is also known as black gold because of its high cost. The layers of petroleum and natural gas lie above water as is seen in the diagram. This is because they are lighter than water and are immiscible. Petroleum is separated into useful substances through a process called refining, which is done in oil refineries by a process called fractional distillation. Oil refinery. Distillation of petroleum. Petroleum gas. Fractionating tower. Petrol. Naphtha. Kerosene, jet fuel. Diesel. Crude oil. Fuel oil. Bitumen, residue. Petroleum is refined to get useful products such as petrol, diesel, kerosene, fuel oil, gases, etc. Various fractions obtained during refining of petroleum. No. Constituent. Uses. 1. Petroleum gas, LPG. Used as domestic fuel in its liquefied form. 2. Petrol. Fuel in automobiles, aviation fuel, dry cleaning. 3. Kerosene. Fuel for lamps, stoves, and jet aircraft. 4. Diesel. Fuel in heavy motor vehicles and generators. 5. Fuel oil. In power stations and ships. 6. Lubricating oil. In lubrication. 7. Paraffin wax. Used in candles, ointments, petroleum jelly, etc. 8. Asphalt/bitumen. Making In India, petroleum refineries are located in Mumbai, Kochi, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Haldia, Barauni, Guwahati, Digboi, and Mathura. These days, petroleum is mined by drilling holes in the seabed. The world's first oil well was drilled in Pennsylvania, USA way back in 1859. The useful substances obtained from petroleum and natural gas are called petrochemicals. They are used in the manufacture of detergents, polyester, nylon, acrylic, polythene, plastics, etc. Natural gas. The volatile components of petroleum form a gaseous layer over the petroleum layer. This is natural gas. It also occurs deep inside the earth. It consists mainly of methane. It has a number of uses. Natural gas is used for the generation of electricity. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, CNG, which is used as a fuel for transport vehicles. It is less polluting. In Delhi, buses run on CNG. LPG can be supplied through pipes and can be used as a fuel directly in homes and factories. LPG is being supplied through pipes for domestic use in many Indian cities. It is used to produce hydrogen and ammonia. Ammonia in turn is used to manufacture urea. It is used as a raw material for manufacturing a number of chemicals and fertilizers. In India, natural gas is found in the states of Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and also in the Krishna-Godavari Delta. CNG is an environment-friendly gas as it leaves no ash on burning, nor does it produce smoke. It produces only carbon dioxide and water on burning. Energy needs and conservation. Our energy needs have been increasing rapidly due to population growth and technological development. More energy is needed to run new factories and to power gadgets made with the use of new technologies. Some areas in which energy consumption has increased many times over are as follows. Manufacturing goods in factories uses up huge amounts of energy. Energy needs are increasing in agriculture due to the use of tube wells, tractors, and other farm machines. Food processing and storage of food in cold storage uses up large amounts of energy. Means of transport such as trains need and use up large amounts of fuels and electricity. Domestic consumption of energy has increased by many times due to increased number of electrical gadgets and appliances such as air conditioners, refrigerators, washing machines, vacuum cleaners, etc. Electricity, power, is in high demand across several sectors, and its consumption has rapidly increased over the decades. Precious fuels are expended to generate power in thermal plants, which account for nearly 70% of total power produced in India. Power shortages affect the manufacturing sectors as also other processing and domestic activities. Simple energy-saving measures adopted by common public and prudent planning by our government will go a long way in managing our energy resources. Conservation of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are natural fuels which are exhaustible. They cannot be renewed through a rapid cycle. We have understood that it takes millions of years for the dead organisms to get converted into fossil fuels. The reserves of petroleum, natural gas, and coal will last only for a few hundred years. Coal might last for another 150 to 200 years. Therefore, we must take proper steps to conserve these natural resources. We must use existing resources judiciously and try to use renewable energy sources like wind, solar energy, and biofuels. The Petroleum Conservation Research Association, PCRA, have given certain tips on how to conserve petrol and diesel. Drive at constant and moderate speed. Switch off engine at traffic lights or at other places where you have to wait. Maintain correct air pressure in the tires. Get your vehicle serviced regularly. Use good quality petrol and engine oil. Remember that the burning of fuels is also a major cause of air pollution, which in turn causes global warming. So, minimize the use of fuels.